na wochichia na Dankwa Akufo-Addo ko Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia enso ekokopie mu ho any other stalwarts of our political first saying kai politics no a omo anyina ekokopie ho na nye asem kuma kra enso ewo eye wanchi deba grounds womra na the 40 days no ekoso no ena ho ensem kopie mu enso ewo enti na Dankwa Akufo-Addo sɛ mdi kaka kopie mu Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia kopie mu ho sanso ena Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh ekopie mu ho sanso ena the minority leader Honorable Alexander Kwabena Owusu wono so ekopie mu enso ewo 40 days na se and a host of other people medical kasa shedin ketia ene na entourage enso ekopie mu enso ewo the 40 days observation of the person of the former MP of Akwetia, Honorable Ernest Yaokumi, ni 40 days no ase. Medical de atudwa sese enye mpanyinfobi ene sorry etia ebia kenra de si wo honom kede penchen ene basabasa kakra enso ebeba nanso all thanks to MPP for no mpanyinfo ni bia na omo ene soso ano akopem se police for enso ebaya womu ebegyina mu amohweye ema bibia enso ekototin ede ema omo etiminya kwan ekotena ase enso ho na bi eboa bi ena other party MPP party for no mpanyifo no bi ena omoboa omsoso ano na ensansam krona na se sabia krona ena ora ye friend say Alexander Afenyo Markins wakasa ewa se na odi tudwa se enei NDC for enie ni wo womu enie ni wo sentium nie ni wo ne se asem kese ena esie ewa Akwetia MP otiso ya wonya ne baabi ekroye na omonso omohwe Tamale na MP a owo Tamale Central wono so helicopter crash onya ne baabi ko na womu MP before etwe omo afri se womu enconteste se ebeya womu ede ehye papa na enmunya na ko mo hwe anim senka the National Democratic Congress womu so ebetwe mo ho ede afri Akwetia by elections no mu nanso womu de omse da womu ne omo echi anyam na wotu omofo se momo ma obia ehunahuna omo obia mfetuo ehunahuna omo obi odi otuo ehunahuna omo pia bonten emfa namye ene akukuduro enkonom koto aba no monto emfama the New Patriotic Party we Afenyo Markins nsam ne bia wode etudwa enso ewo Akwetia by elections and I say 40 days observation of the passing of the MP and Otiso Honorable Ernest Yakumino and of this ansem way and so eto and now the 2 ediem and so eho Akwetia by elections and name IGP Eddie Abetudwa Achim Sentia or the soja for Eddie Eko ehonuma na se omo eto safre soja for somomra na omo emmehwe ma bambo entimi enkoso nyina efa bambo se be ya pepepe ye be ko nemom nyese omo de ko nom de kwa ko hunahuna obi anase omo de kwa ko intimidate obi nemom so omo kohwe se pepepe ye ebetimi akoso ewo Akwetia by elections a eno so ebetimi abaso nyame yaduma ebenada eda yenim no eno eho ensem enso ewo han mafei ma yenkoi na yenhwe other stories kakra eno so ewo honum na yenhwe enei yede yani akyerema abrantie bi akwa wia police car abantie bi wako wia police car na enya Ghana ha nka mnim se police car yetimi wia police ni a Owusu Toyota pickup yibi ena wakopa akeye ena abrantie chese ade che police ni ko hwe kai ni ho obi aba be wia kai omonama police for na mano mu se abrantie bi na worker police kai a se wokofa ne girlfriend you se wode ne co station whatever it is na adue no na ombusan se car no den na saka abrantie na wototo papa so yi tini ya ka se police for ensa asonimu a womo edino ekogina bebia ewo se womo edino egina eho ensem enso ewo ha ene anopei ya yede bi enso ede amamo enso ewo dwumadie eso na yede ni akyerem ewo Greater Accra Regional Minister Madam Oklu wode abetudwa se enei se gafo ekyere se kasa bia yɛde atototo ɛyɛ mmea bi so ɛne yɛde ɛma amanfo akwaba anase yɛkyerɛ sɛ wadu Ghana no ɛnyɛ ga kasa no sɛ gafoɔ ɛba abɔnten ɛbɛka sɛ saa kasa no yɛnsesa ne yɛmfa wɔn ɛdeɛ ɛmfa ɛnto so a wɔn sɛ ɛno ɔsɛ ɛno ɛna de asomdwe bɛba yɛnyɛ ne saa na yɛmfa ɛma wɔn mo ho nsɛm ka mɛbɛ akyire yi na maba abɛdi ɛho nkɔmɔ ɛnso ɛwɔ dwumadie ɛso na yɛahwɛ sɛn ɛna ɛho nsɛm ɛnso ɛte ɛnso ɛwɔ dwumadie ɛso a wei ɛne a range of other issues ɛna ne anɔpɛ yi yɛba bɛtena aseɛ na afei yɛka ho nsɛm ɛnso ɛwɔ dwumadie ɛnso ɛso na yɛhwɛ ɛho nsɛm ɛso ɔnto wɔ message wadaroma wobɛtumi ɛde afa 0551 599 933 0551 599 933 yɛnsa bɛka na yɛakenkan ɛnso ɛwɔ dwumadie so na yɛde amamo afei ma yɛnkɔe na yɛnhwɛ ɛnɛ yi ɔmampanin ɛkɔ akɔpiem ɛnso ɛwɔ Singapore na ɔhwɛ sɛ ɔde investors ahodoɔ ɛnso ɛbɛba yɛman mu ha na ɔmo aba bɛboa ɛma ɔman Ghana yɛdwadie ɛne yɛn dwumayɛsɛm atumi akɔ n'anim nsɛm ahodoɔ bebree na ɔde ato dwa ne yɛka sɛ ɛyɛ companies baako bɛɛ deɛ ɛwɔ hɔ ɛna ɔmampanin ɛne ɔmadi nkɔmɔ a wɔn nyinaa ɛbɛba yɛman Ghana mu ha na afei wɔn ɛne abɛhwɛ sɛ ebetumi aboa ɛma mpuntuo titiri ɛfa nnwumasɛm ho etumi akɔ n'anim a ɛnɛ ɛno ɛho nsɛm ɛnso ɛwɔ ha na meka ɛyɛ madam oklo ɛho nsɛnsɛm sɛ ɛnɛ yi ɛyɛ kasa ahodoɔ ebi ɛyɛ anwona kasa ebi ɛyɛ asante kasa wɔse sɛ ne gafoɔ aba abɔnten na traditional council aba abɔnten abɛka kyerɛ mo sɛ wɔn ɛmfa wɔn kasa mmom na ɛnto so a na ɛno na de asomdwe bɛba yɛmfa ɛma wɔn mo I don't think say this should be something I also a day division a day ɛba yɛman Ghana mu ha because yɛn nyinaa tie yɛman baako nipa baako yɛyɛ nneɛma nyinaa ɛbaako ɛnso ɛwɔ hɔ na mfiri bebree a saa kasa wezo nom ɛne akwaba nom ɛno tituru ɛna ho asɛm aba abɛtɔ bea bi a yɛde ɛgye ahɔhoɔ aba yɛman mu ha no yɛbusa sɛ ɛyɛ abakwasɛm bɛn ɛna da ho nti a yɛde saa ntwerɛeɛ no ɛkɔgu bea yɛde ɛgye ahɔhoɔ no aba yɛman mu ha yɛabɔ mmɔden ahwɛ ɛne yɛhu senti a ɛte saa ntwerɛeɛ no yɛde ɛkɔgu hɔ wezo ɛyɛ Ghanafoɔ kasa akwaba ɛyɛ Ghana ɛnkraefoɔ ɛba abɔnten na wɔn bɛka sɛ yɛnyi ɛno mfiri hɔ na yɛmfa wɔn kasa mmom ɛna ɛnte so a ɛyɛ na twitwa so kakra ɛyɛ na ɛma ɛyɛ sɛ nyiyimu kakra ɛyɛ aba because okɔmmea bi ɛwɔ Ghana hanom a kasa ne bebree ɛnso ɛde dabi so wobɛkoma asisi a ɛyɛ stadium esi hanom baba yara ɛna ɛda soɔ mekae sɛ ɔhene gyanom kɔtɔɔ nkran Accra Sports Stadium ne nyinaa ho ba asɛm mensenti a ɛwɔ sɛ ɛba saa yɛ nipa baako ɛna akɔ nkran kora no a nipa ahodoɔ bebree na atwa ahyia mu wɔ hɔnom a yɛyɛ nka wɔm sɛ traditionally ɛyɛ gaadangmefoɔ ɛna wɔn asase no bɛɛba na sɛ yɛde sɛn yimu banda obiara kɔ ne kurom na waka sɛ saa kasa na ɛda soɔ no sɛ yɛtwi o sɛ yɛnyi mfiri hɔ ne yɛmfa ne deɛ nto so a ɔman Ghana mu ha what will happen? Are we creating different states from the nation Ghana? That's the question I'm asking this morning. Say ye sambo amanfo fro wo Ghana mu hanumana. That's the question. So why don't we leave it? Say emfa how be ama. Then if there is the need say awasa ye diga kasa etu aye bia bisua. Definitely we can have other places that we can put that name on. Enkofa samamba. Nei obia obedwen say wezo ye free ho. Akwaba ye free ho. Na yede sa kasa nkwa minti so ba ke so ba whatever minti me enka ne de no akwa akoto so a next time se nipa no ekọ ba bia sen kra no badwin se no bebu no ho se be bia me kra ye begimi atum ana se be bia me ye begimi atum. So these are things se betimi atu efa ho na mo a we should have a broader consultation se ho be hia se ampa e se yi sa edin no efri so a ne abomoden na ye yi efri so sente sa de a. In my opinion, it is my opinion. It is my opinion. I'm stressing it. se ka yema no enka honoma na ka emwa na Ghana kroye no ene kabomu a ye wo no enkoso a enyina ene wo ko ba bia wo Ghana hanoma. I stand for correction though, but minim se be bia tokru bia wo Ghana hanom ye ka kan kasa a ye ka twi kasa yibi ewo ho tokru bia ewo Ghana mu ha ye kasa twi kasa no. I'm not going to start another debate to mami fancy ha na afi yentoa edwumadie no so wo message a send dem de kan edit to dwanom obetimi ede afa 0551599933 05515999 ene anopei yakenkan enso ewo kasafidie so na yede amao owura Kojo Poku Safwa ewo hanum sei ma memma na kwaba na afei yede adwumadie no enso ahyehye so kama ewo hayo nkomodie bebre ya ene yebedie ti benya daje na yewura ni nyina mu nyina owura Kojo Safwa Poku obere memo ache
mejo suminwa etesen
nyame adom na so e
boko na ya na medin no mentiasio eye Kojo Safwa Poku.
Okay.
Safwa ni
chemfifi. So masan be correct. Kojo Safwa Poku. Oyene energy expert nyame adom. And osan leading member ma the New Patriotic Party.
Be chia watiefo nyina so.
Yeda omase. Me gina omane ma jiso ama omo. Anyway. Right. Me hear videos 1 or 2 bi pe na fe yemra na emfa enkom twetwe no enhye so na yenka ho ensem. Yede ni kyeremu a ablekuma rerun of some polling station eba so nei nipa nwotwe ya womo ekodi nsemhunu sebio ewo eye dwumadie no anase abato no ekoso no ase no enei ya fine obi ya convict nipa nwotwe no ya convict obi afa obi 6,000 Ghana cedis na omso emra metua nti eno eye de epiem ewo nti yehwe de ekoso enso ewo ho ne bi na afi yemra ti we aya ablekuma north de ekoso ewo rerun no enso emu enie ha we ena nipa bi etfamra ehom nsem police for gina ho no police for na no armed ya womo edem ra hom nsem a nipa dasani obitumi etufa wiem se de wo China no na wo karat na odene koko epem amanfo baye amanfo ka ho nsem bebre afeide police for to anamon enya nipa nwotwe emene dia beto dwan se obia court a convict no a fine 6,000 Ghana cedis. So that is what it is. Eno ho ensem enso ewo ho. Ene aka say the health minister Ede Atudwa say ene womo ene countries mako beye edumiensa ena edi enkomo ya omo ehwe say nurses ometimi edi bi akoho na omo akobua omo adwumadie ne yenti honorable Kwabena Akando.
Now, as I say to you now, we're a 21-year group at home. We're a 22-year group at home. 2023 at home. And so the last batch that were employed was a 2020 batch, which is a major problem to government. So we are thinking through it and looking at how we can expedite action on their employment. There are two things we are doing. Government is looking at employing or recruiting some of you at the end of every year. We are also looking at how we can export some of you to the other countries who need this. About 13 countries have responded and we're in negotiations with them. And so we are thinking about that and we will think outside the box to find solution to this particular.
We the health minister Honorable Kwabena Akando and otise on the and some etudwa efa necessary any omo any countries ahodo edin komo sebeya ombetimi export to be ede akoho anase di bekoho no makoboa apomdin adwuma no nyina se nei necessary buso wo Ghana ha ebuso Nti ohwe batches obobo din a from 2021 22 23 24 25 omo ba beka ho na omo nyina atifie dia na ho behia se enei amaya hodo a omo so ebehia wo services no yede bi ebekọ akoma wo na omo so ayusu ewa femiam ko akwatia nyame adoma by elections no eba so enam se the MP na wote so Ernest Yakumi honorable onya ne ba bi ko enra na omo edi ne adeduanan na eno na MPP ma ewomuo ese we man na ekasa o yasantofo no na ekasa ewo MPP mu omo se sebio womo empa etutrasem bia ne yehunehuna obi a ewa ketua omo so sa ne ma no so yenkotia sempotia omo edi tudwa
onya wo yere wonnim no na ogina ho na wakakoburu na eya wo de wo be me eya wo de yo fe se ma to me ho aroma boba fako wo hamodin afako onyonko be ma so enye oba enti yensro yenim se sa na de enti Yesu Kristo aya Kristofo ye gini di no oba be ye papa ye kum no ye bona sendwem enso wampa ba won ye se oye wo asumane mu enti ye papa yensro ebekoye ne medie nka me wahwehemu nka me wahwehemu ewo ye security service ne ye bambo police ne soldier for ne ade nka medie ka me wahwehemu na ne esi ye na no ama ahwehemu no agogo kakra enti me de mesra chepa se Ghana police no se be ye huna ye tax ne richu omuka na me de mo ahwehemu na omumbo ye ho ban nsro emre bia besen ewo kro bebre magina opani ye ya wo bre enti yesre nanso yenso ye bebo ye ho ban yenso ye bebo ye ho ban ye bepe mmem omote ase agina ye chen ama wo yes obebo yo mo bi na yenso ye nya ho de
we the New Patriotic Party emana ewomu no na asori agina womode ensemi ede atudwa exactly 7:26 yele nkoma twetwe no hyeso you a range of issues to talk about yebekwa babesi the New Patriotic Party yebekwa akwetia yebehwe the NDC governance as it is going now yebehwe what actually transpired in the 2024 elections ema NPP ediguye yebeka ho ensem. Is it because they weren't able to fulfill their promises on the Ghana for arrogance, a tribalism, a religion, a ding, and room. MPP ebeko presidential primaries. Nyame adma 31st of January 2026. How the candidates and their supporters should behave themselves, and I say how they should conduct themselves. Say beya omo weaponize womo opponent no mo emfa entia womo yensanko ora kwadwo nsafwa pokuho na afi yenhye nkomo twetwe no ase obani mi samu akwa babio
mejo su minua na bibia bokodi
ya miadom ye hu ye pa right yenhye nkomo twetwe no ase na yenko yekwa akire ni aba yewi aba be wi amamramu na afi asa ba MPP mu ebio nti yenhye say from your reign in the 8 years mo betena akonya so Mamusa, one kasa or personal opinion, candid opinion. How will you assess it?
Of which may I assess it when?
Governance, Ningina.
Of MPP.
MPP, yes.
Oh. What the Malcolm Chisa?
Aye.
Okay. Say, we are sitting say a dear chum na ni penny na a sha na ya to swabay nene say. Yemubi before the election, we were doing a lot of media rounds in preparation for the election. Na ye pese ye twaso, but na ne twaso no. I was say ubunkun tachre Ghana for say infin en watchina unya no. De na de ya o twaso. Yemubi ka say o share na nye 100%.
Then 100%. It's not written by saying.
Oh, I have always said it was about 85.
85.
Yes.
That's still A.
Yes, but not enya kra. Just that baby kakrebi suana etouch nino was the most important to people.
Oh,
some parts of our roads,
okay,
infrastructures, in terms of the fight against corruption and galamsey.
Okay.
And I think say the overall perception.
Okay.
Now there's a saying say either perception will drive the reality or the reality will drive a perception.
So they move hand in hand.
Yes. Depending how you find yourself, a perception can drive a reality.
Okay.
Now, what I say in the case of MPP, you know, which one was it? I think it was more of a perception that drove
the reality.
That drove the reality.
So, so you have every machinery, every opportunity to have corrected that perception.
Yes.
But
I know,
but it didn't happen that way.
That is where it goes towards the 15% now.
Okay.
So there wasn't a concerted effort to now correct it. And it is by action. If there is a perception which is driving a reality, then you need to now do certain actions to basically truncate that. Yes, sir. Then people, and I mean, can I say, for me, look, Ashanti region, you cry a team here. If you take Kumasi, a lot of people will say Kumasi ain't chefa, but Ashanti as a whole, Oshe Yunkro Akesia. For the first time in 8 years, the town roads in all these major towns in Ashanti region has been done, which is the first time ever. Baby ohana inhu kotada, ene kota oho. Those is a plus. But then you come into the city, the regional capital, Kumasi. What is here? So, and you might be a cause, so no, for me, that is where the minus is. Then Bono East, they've been complaining for 8 years. Some little infrastructure, I wouldn't call them little, some major infrastructure like maybe Kokwabri East, Amampontein Market, Atonsu, the Atonsu Market, the Grove Market, and all those. You know, those are major things to the community. That is key. We could have done it, but those were not done. Then you go to Accra. A lot of things were done in Accra. Then you now see, okay, why be the capital of the nation, but was that equitably spread around the country? You understand? So look, we are still joining the response. I just, like I said, I spoke extensively saying, look, Bema baby or meaning Ghana for one uncle my and Twaso. Ghanaians saw it otherwise. They voted for NDC to come. So look, we accepted the results in good faith, and now we need to now do the deep-seated reflection, and which has been done with the reports that has come up to know why there was that huge loss. And then going forward, I think we should make amends. My problem is not whether we can come back. My problem is whether when we come back, we won't repeat similar. Because you see, when you're in opposition, the reflection is deep. You accept a lot of things. Which is the power. It's my brother, you see, sometimes you don't understand it. The level of arrogance and ahomaso when they get into power, it can only be described as because you don't understand it. When that person is no longer there, exactly, there is a minister. For 8 years, I will call this man and text him and call him and text him and call him. There's only one day he called me to his office. And it was over something I have written. And he wanted to discuss it briefly. Then after that, texting. 8 years now. Other day meet airport, me do me breakfast before my flight. Of whom could you saying and they made bed 45 minutes. I told him, didn't come more as if BBNC that. And I'm looking at him and thinking, you understand? So that for me could be possessed.
So this one now, what can this patriotic school yaba? Will you advocate say they should look at some of these things?
I know that you can't teach it though. Advocate the patriotic school. No, you can't teach it.
You can't teach it.
You see, yes, who will be subain pa maninyoma you know.
Manisika.
Any to me.
Okay.
Sikani to me.
Okay.
Money to me and amaniska. And I mean who nipa subai.
Okay.
You can't teach it. It's the inner. Nipa no ube to me be a sign that free on your to me
straight no
was switchy.
Okay.
Only for him to lose that to me and then come back to his normal self. And that's on your scape no assessa. It no nipa kakra bi. But no their inner self is beautiful. It no on your skakra still ano the even sometimes they become better people. Okay. But you can't teach it. The institute is to teach Yabakosem how where we came from, the results, the values of the party. Okay. That's what the institute is to teach. Now, say Okochuru be se bananya homa so the problem.
Obeja to more trumpet. Sometimes it can seep in.
No, in opposition it will.
In opposition, but after opposition, they comes back.
There's a problem. I'm saying that in opposition, the person will
take it and obefa.
Manning to me nife.
I see.
But you make out it's like I don't know. It is a unyebia only no adwumam ode bia na wo e bia factory floor. One day near man manager and I am man superintendent straight away na start e man home. So I think it's an inherent nature of human beings.
All right.
Okay, it's difficult to check it. But like I said, it's also a problem because nipa no to abamao. E kokrumoti every 4 years. Ti nipa ni hu se wo no you are not a servant leader. Because look, if you go into Latin, minister, it means minu, small, minute, right? So the word minister, it means a servant, because you are the little person among the people. That's where the word yes, you are. It comes from the Latin word minu. So you are little, small. Okay. So if you are that person, but we interpret minister as huge. Me school platform and one of the ministers somebody came and said ana kojupoku na wo tipen no na I'm say hey hold on tipen hwan me chain the penny my babo brase no one of the ministers serving in this government my bob brase no me chain the penny intino me tipen no the fact that he's been made a minister what look, I remember one day I got into a train to Westminster, and the person sitting next to me was Norman Lamont. At that time, the exchequer, the finance minister of the United States of
train.
Yes.
One seat so na moto.
When I sat in the train, I looked next to me, Norman Lamont. The train was going to Westminster, which is where the parliament is. In the United Kingdom, the finance minister, the exchequer, and he leaves at number 11 because the prime minister lives in number 10, the exchequer lives in number 11. Maybe or call Westminster. Train got to Westminster, then he got down. But that is the finance minister of the United Kingdom in a train.
Yeah.
Ghana, train, finance minister. Hey, na ne motorcade crowd ba the president is a finance minister ba. But who is a finance minister? Oh no, yes, but na akoya fufuro. So that is where I think politics, the problem is. When we get into power, in opposition, we are humble. We will say all the things. Me amiti hey, obisi okujo. Media, I know say there is one side that's tested, and I'm still how I am. 2 million na minya bi da intiminim.
Unim said the
honorable. Okay. But a back say onyeska there be that side. Me that's where a honey wo me. Me I've always said on every platform say me nyo bia meet me waka say me ton nsuo and I say me ton obi anjindi. Where I say undim kojo nsafa poku a obi baby free. Tinya fe na waka chiro bi say ye wo na bi ni ho. Yes, ye wo me continue town there. And I mean crowd in the agro, but everybody knows that ye wo to see so. No, you can't convince anybody in this town otherwise. You understand? And it's blessing. It's a blessing. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So also you go cash nyame no nyam say nyame bold or bold to baby ye. Wo buy no o ma no medu anim no aye adwumaden. It is an inspiration for you to also do better for Chiribado. Right. So me, I don't downplay that side of me.
Okay.
Which I say it's a blessing. People try to make it look like no, it's not. It's a good thing. Ebinimo no muni bi no. But why you will to be mono now also
that's right.
But fashion yam munyam say na net here. For me, that side I know say but I am the way I am. But 2 million I mean bida. Into be a honey be a problem about.
Anyway. Right. My young to us, so now Matnasi, my reflect. What lessons have been learned going forward?
Lessons now is mostly to be subdued. The 2 million, I don't take it for granted. I think said the people expected, and not expected more. The people expected what and most of them we couldn't. And rightfully so, I think say the program of the government was truncated by all the happenings, COVID and the wars and all those things. And people will tell you, oh, I say the war and the whole cost all those things. No, it's not the same. You see, the world after a shock finds a level. Now, the world has learned to live with the Ukraine-Russian war. When it started, the shocks were there. And especially when it started a year after the COVID. Especially say started from a share from Russia, Ukraine, as soon say you call COVID. You real COVID na anchibia and a Russian Ukraine by intina ewiase no into me entin ho ase coming from the pandemic.
Yenye free mu kra.
Yenye free but not ni sunsu aso no e da ho.
Okay.
It is an insunsu aso da ho e na Russia for no so ni Ukraine for intino e manyoma no e bebo so. And oba ba mu a o program o budget o bibia say o ko na nsemi ba look. I think say ya na nipa pintiase ade kontra ya na nkofo ebia aban ne beka say Russian, Ukraine and COVID inyansunso e wo ye finances. Before in 2019 during the year bank cleanups the government was bold enough to be able to say omo musika yashi omo makoye investment with banks sa deposits these bank owners ashiska about 23 billion Ghana cedis at the time, which was about $5 billion, right? Abainu bobusia, itchia says cano. Says canano, sankafu sanko munim say, how be the anymore? Come says canaba, yes, I did. Come yet. Because I will share baby and I call as a mine. Now we share the growth it was Ghana was the #1 growing economy around the world, right? It is new money in air koswa. Then you get a pandemic. Now they had got a pandemic it's the first time in our history that the world economy shut down. We bia jaye. Yin tukwan yin kobe bia at least in the capital and in Kumasi and some parts of Ghana there ubi ankwejuma. But I bind it chair eka. I bind the insuo chair, the electricity chair, you know, which I said, "Beya ni pabi to me at Tenefie." Na sa you money in SCC no. Na saying I bind iska, but it be ma. It be so, and I am a bind iska, and I bind in yeska free her, and no correct. But sa you money no also who say, enya adia na ye de chow, ye chew be there, but it be so your bossian. Into say, unyesika, potoka semen's revenue, and no be ma. Not the biaru the uiska. It disturbs a ha projection. Nyoma wakase obeye no hano. That is where ye ba 2022 IMF waka chire kenofrata say anka scale back on a lot of the things because 2020 no that's 2021 2020 na unya pandemic 2020 election until you would overspend this car abroso 2021 no the first thing you do is say you want to now or say scale back on a lot of your programs because pandemic na how election into was seska into 2021 no your reconciliation na aboso na scale back so the you can grow accordingly. The thinking for Ken Ofori-Atta was that there be or no do you feel say he can do programs a bit to me boosty the growth into the IMF for advice on. And the man is on record, the IMF man is on record say it's never happened. Say you want to spend more than a pandemic and election year. Normally, when there is a pandemic and an election, there is a expenditure ni wasoro. Odi sky will say odi ema odi year jumani nyina wasoro. The following year, no, you should scale back. But if your 2021 budget na ye pese ye outspending 2020 budget.
It's actually
it's not in economic
sense.
It doesn't. In Papa na nkasa na kan says idea no enya adwuma. That is where the problem was. And to say ube sisa gap no tokru na na ebeda ho no. That is where e-levy came in. And Kenneth Wrighter felt that with e-levy ube to me raise enough money which me nyeska gunu futuom e de ayesa tokru na abeda ho no. And e-levy
okay.
That's where we ended up in IMF.
Now to Kenya, now Kenya. Obibeka said the president was there, cabinet was there, everybody was there. But it looks as if he had his way.
But he's been on a minister, on a SWAFO.
Yes.
You see,
but
a lot of people don't seem to understand. I 100%.
Yes.
But he's the honest SWAFO. You see, that's the power of democracy. And only the kind the Kamima min Kebia Mambua, we just here. Say, ye the SWAFO ma ubia, on no pen no, ukrano. Ti the only the back, say, or pesa or yeno, no, the cabinet. No, I convince Ubia. We all know say Yaba Abeka and Ubia can be say a core cabinet, you know. The vice president at the time.
Sorry, TI
e-levy. But Kenneth Wrighter was very emphatic now, or can say and when they be to me aboa or in a presentation convince the president say instead of going to IMF, you know, yenko. And I think that no be ampese be ko IMF. Obi afu say yan betumi ahwe sika semso ntino e betumi nye scare free e-levy there. But the problem where he got it wrong was the percentage. Because I think say if or start e-levy no ko yen 1%
kabeboa
anka it would not it will anka be adwuma sen because he was too stubborn. Say ofu say sika sei ne osunya ntino chenchena se be dia o se ye no at that forgetting say there can be a taxa, it can be a disincentive for people to also patronize into no and that's what happened.
Okay.
We to a point so that's the problem where he was stubborn in his thinking.
Okay.
And no, I think that's in the past anyway.
All right.
But that's and you sign your money affect it.
All right.
Well, post 2022, no. Now you are back to IMF, or say cutting your be so, and the city, nana hon de no ewo form because a car de sika or see a nyabobo si ane kutu kano e put pressure on the city and a mass city ni Ghana. There was a week be a city ni went from 9 to 15 in 1 week.
Yeah.
Yes, but those are things I think say going forward, no. I think say in the future we hope and pray say things can be different.
All right. Now may I move on after Yemra this current administration. Now 8 months into the administration of the National Democratic Congress. How will you assess them?
Trying.
They are trying. How? Why?
Because look, again, let me focus on the finance minister of the day.
Okay.
Ono na sisi no oha abaino.
On the habaino.
Yes.
In what way?
Because ono na eye abain futu, ona abain futu kura no. So we nyi dama, obi enya dama. We nyi kapra, obi enya kapre. They went to a retreat and all the ministers were complaining. Because onyiska mobia. All the sectors are not in your musical or so. Enkokra. Me makase game near monopoly no abobida.
I am a bobida.
Unzo pasi go no nya 200. Ubu how den e ba opese skani na kura no on to bibia. That's the current finance minister. Opese the bia sikani gu ho no hwiska no because of you say sikani ne gu ho but you want me emfa sike gu dem into ho. Me yenua upon chroma can be or parliament or say papa utifie udiske gu bank udibia no osho bank balance awani age miwa untia rent untia school fees untia aduane ombo akohoma snes kan gu bank here That's the problem we have now. There were contractors over 56 billion Ghana cedis. Also, oh, you're vetting, vetting certificate, no. Also, are vetting about 34, about 26 billion or something. Almost half is being vetted. And no crampo, no stella, ministries now, wow, ministers, wow, so for no, uniskama womo. I think so. Share media budget. Most of the payments are also remitting, the statutory payments. Enko. And you know, say. Undi any self person ye enu husunyoma eni husunyoma dia amanfo hu say the numbers are good, the statistics are good, but in reality no unye bibia. In 8 months na etwam no, in next 2 months he has to read his November budget. What I say afiko it is a oti ho na ske kura na person obe spend dia and na dey bi odi aba ebe ha wo mo pa ye say no say oye minister untumi initiate project bia until say watro akoje approval from the finance minister. And ade so ye ni say ebia yepese ye project we are or say scan daho ya locate scan daho and san ya start. In theory it sounds good, but in practice it's impossible because government there look road contractors say who promise you road contractors say in 6 months be able to your car, they'll be more than happy. More than happy.
Just promise them.
No, just not just promise. Not just a mere promise.
Mere promise, yeah.
Just if you are able to pay road contractors every 6 months. Or the certificate, but 6 months, they will be so happy. Banks will be happy to lend money to contractors. Contractors now can be happy to find money to do contracts. I didn't try because on him say President Kufuor time, na me a contractor, 2004, 2005, 2006. That time road fund 90 days. 90 days, 3 months. You give it to your car. Because a queue. You don't register certificate now. You do shake queue anymore. And the banks will discount. Enter a discount houses be rebuy. Do you register certificate now? No, I call that time Bank of Africa, even Amalgamated Bank. Or call my banker. Now Ghana Commercial Bank for Suibi. Into qua. Omojo certificate na no mama 50% of the value. You chia o car na abane trace cano ama womo. Because on him say or mouse alone na within 3 months. And what the contractor national on him say all the certificate near discount here. Interest near certain maybe 2%, a 6% within 3 months into no problem, no factor into a Juma year. Then you move on. Liquidity was there for contractors to work. And they, if you promise, if you even do it 6 months, everyone say for 3 months costs. And say, per se, or a bino, or $1 million, or $1 million home ejuma. It's not possible. They be no private sector ne fando kakra. O they say bia or $1 million. Now contractors no a fando be 1 million. Until every time no be bo am $2 million ejuma. But what I say. And then adia but they say $1 million wo ho a eno pe ho adwuma na meye because me pese me overspend it. You can't in practice you run into a problem.
I see.
Because Ghana no is the only country 1 + 1 and 2. To control Ministry of Finance on a textbook your year say government will only do $1 million worth of contract because SS can year. You run into obenya problem obenya sem. Enti private sector be fando kakra. Enti no de bia no na ekawom. But that's how economies run. Okay. O just here a private sector bia the total routes are also here no. Let's say $1 million. But usike wo 1 million. Then you give contract worth of 2 million. Then 1 million no come. Na utia. Ekano is not the problem. Your ability to service debt. You see, Ghana, we get a lot of things wrong. If it's a kaya problem, no.
A kind problem.
But thank you. Because so be or the bank be a the banks kakomana bank ni begu. Obia or the bank ka the banks kakomana bank begu because that is not the theory of economics. Economics of life is that also be do bika because a kanu hunsi hono ena obiade de etokakra. Into bank ni si hono. The whole purpose of the bank is to lend you money and use the interest to survive and make money. Into the charges and in si hono ne where charges the bank hon ena bank ni di nyeska. Into say won't allow for that credit to help you run the economy, you fail. And that is the mistake he's making. That's what I'm saying. So he's trying. But no, or two monopoly clubbery. Because obe Chris Canisa on to asasi on to bibia no otiho na pass go no agi 200. And that is going to be a problem for him. But if you see there on him the oye into Yinjano. But for me, my assessment is that he is or her other ministries and the statutory payments are not going. And look, it be free IMF next year. If he is not careful, he will stifle the system of so much money. Say you free IMF, the pressure the ministers ni obiade be to the sono. They will now have to do certain things. It would erode the gains within the IMF program.
Today, Omampene kopiem Japan, kopiem Singapore, Ebo Ghana, Baso say now our currency is the best performing currency in the world, so investors to come. What's your take on that one?
Me taking is a president be a two kwan kan Ghana ho asem be a chiro bia.
I didn't.
Ani port Japan onim Ghana sin wo.
Okay.
Onim Ghana sin. And there are companies who are cool, ye frɛ more intelligent gathering. They are intelligent gathering companies. Company bia or person ye investment in Africa no omona because asema kind on June
just on no be an
assessment on ye be you be funny independent consultant no ba be an assessment na sa report no be decision to be kwa ko gina ho yes oba mpanyina ba obi aba be tena ho atio but it's a company no on be a boardroom decision to come to Ghana enya wo o man mpanyina so kind on be ba there be MOU ni man dey sign dey bia go si hwe because nipa no be ba oba Ghana in some beto no okwa o mabiem mpashoti ase because oba obebusa 10% intino mabiem oba obeku minister ho obefree minister anfa minister be meeting na obeko nyoma bebre wo kronimu a Ghana enye that preferred destination. Nancy I'm sure something on it that GIPC for also mujai roadshow na omoye no na omun concentrate. Okay, intinipa na sign wakwa ko kashe di pani say ombra Ghana also okay meba afi oba na ope data obusa data we uni obusa data we uni obeyede okroma. There are so many the Japans and the Singapores, they're in a different world from us. The distance no emuwa pa baby omwoni bi emuwa.
Yeah.
Ghana is only 32 million population, right? Now let's look at the countries around that area in the Asian countries now. On population no it be 100 million, it be 80 million, and there are a lot of countries, Indonesia and all these countries which are just like Ghana. The difference is that there's no language barrier with them and those people. Equino is about 1 hour, 2 hours in their geographical area. The culture is similar, right? Now the data and the preparedness of their economy to accept investment, is very high. You were opening signing panel. It took so many hours. Let's assume he wants to come to Africa because Africa is the next destination, right? Ghana is the gateway. Oba Ghana, no. 1, language is a barrier, but fine, Oba can English. 2, open data to make a decisive decision. There's no data. It is our country here because successive presidents have traveled. Me, I've condemned these travels from President Kufuor to date. Me, you be free. It's unnecessary.
In this case, what at the end of the year,
we should prepare. You see, look, I'm a businessman. I've been doing business since 2001, so 24 years. I have traveled and made extensively looking for investment for Ghana. Remember, my typical example be 2008, 2009 January. We call South Korea. That time, baby, more of our young baby call Nana Gabinketia. And the President Kufuor made him the ambassador to South Korea. Tina Okoye the man Kosrano. Till lose election in 2008, I'm so, oh, Mimbush in Costrano and Sana Wabagana in January 2009 because South Korea. You call, you know, and we arrange a lot of meetings to now see investment opportunities. LG, 4 in a meeting. LG for say almost see at that time 2009 almost see 3 air conditioning plants in Africa. Guy now no heady LG air conditioning units in South Korea, Somalia. So they have already penciled one for Somalia. And there no they have acquired the data and everything to do the Somalia one, but there's now left with 2. One they come say South Africa, but in West Africa they are still contemplating between Ghana and Nigeria. Because Nigeria is a bigger market, Ghana is a more stable market, blah blah blah. But I dear bakwa here a data because LG any the amount of air conditions that are shipped to this destination into me Ghana, Misreno or Misremi. I should gather that information to help me never my decisive decision to come on see assembly plan for LG air conditions in Ghana, right? To me back Ghana giddy Somotex. And I may tell you the agents. Oh, me Kwabena Owusu trade ministers Somotex for nobody was interested. The company came once, they couldn't get any of the traction and the data. We invited them to come. But now it never happened because the Ubusani say, how many air conditions do you import into Ghana a year? Obienim. But what I say, the LG company, no Somotex, import, because you're other people also bring LG air conditions. Now, and they also wako sign contract. Okay, fine, big push. You see President will see 6 lanes Accra Kumasi, right? Me person me investing in that money. Nipa sign any 2 coin from Accra to Kumasi every day. Be a problem. Because me here's our data no to project a magic tower, right? Me am the BC, but person me to. But told na magic no. How long will it take me to say Benya Misika? Is it 100 years? Is it 20 years? Is it 5 years? Nipa saying that it took coin. Oh, Accra Kumasi. Oh, Nipa the baby record. Sa Nipa saying that GPRT you for needs our data. No.
Any rough average.
That mean no me a businessman a rough average. Stop that. Because when you go to the boardroom, I sit on a lot of boards. It's not board so and I'm very dynamic and I will ask and interrogate. And these people are the same thing, right? It's on here rough estimates, on here proper data, scientific data. And then Ghana GPRT for this data no. Ministry of Transport in this data no. Ghana Nipa saying any 2 coin between Accra and Kumasi every day. We don't know. We don't have any. But what I say, and it's a key component of Obia Oba Ghana Babisi to.
Yeah.
What I say?
Yeah.
Kumasi Sunyane Nipa saying Eko. Yenim. Oko some parts of Europe, they can tell you on computer how many people are pregnant. When ombewo emadu do ombewo omo emema do ombewo omo data because obinya fa nyinsen a or call the first hospital checkup ni record it in the data. Then when it's time to check the sex of the baby, they will not mature. So the data is there. So they can project. They can tell you what the future, the next 2-3 years is. What the rate, this. Nipa say if I train, they can tell you. Nipa say the say, they can tell you. The data is there. You see bridges for Ghana. You see bridge.
Yeah.
You see bridge or there so. You see so. Okay. Now, you see bridge you see so. Insuo no say e will flow rate nti if be draft insuo no na hoden a e dey koro nse na obesi bridge no so hu insuo na hoden ansa na wasi bridge no it's called hydrological data ene busa hydrological survey department say oboma data for insuo e wo Ghana ha yesi bridges also omuni
See, how do we then construct?
That is the problem. So that's what I'm saying. Say, for me, Kujo Poku, the problems in this country, you know, and yes, Oban Penini A to coin Akobog Ekron who the Hru. Obia in Ghana. Opeso ba obeba. Ompesa on ma because ebia wa try so obeba anye ye. Look, Penini bi o Dubai. Penini pa. And na kita pot. Yeah, kita pot. Maybe you be looking opportunities. Me fact data ni na they call Dubai. Me now for be arrange meeting. You call you know. They almost share sa data no crashing me and be the call you know. Because yeah, they are always looking for new opportunities. What I say, entinya wo na ba ko ka che say omra. Opeso ne ni je ho a
Obeba.
wa ba da.
Tisa meet somebody yeah, said that
my
organized
brother,
in a
it's
way.
not- look,
It's just for the optics.
Half the time, the real people cry no omoma is the middlemen that come to Ghana and take and go and shop it. Obobefa no matter because sometimes yes, project in Libya is not in group and penswa. The real decision-making financing person in Beba. Then they spent what you call risk equities. Kakaka or the bed fine, maybe also Beba or be data, no say no, the court, no shopping. Then people will beat me in Java. But like I said, when I took the Kita data to Dubai, the Oma Medico Huomono, Omunim project in the same because they've almost share almost tea, no, so almost tea. Almost share and who say no. Okay. Kita. Okay, good. Yes, we know about Kita. Cargo saying Ebekoho. Okay. Infrastructures ne wo ho no. You dim say muni infrastructure be a ho but one be build infrastructure no. It's okay aban. It's okay. Industries be na wo. Currently cargo be na batama destined for that corridor. If you say to you see port wo a sa cargo no ebeko ho Buankra go to Buankra ka
There be.
okay Kubusa Ministry of Transport for say cargo saying in a Baptema port the Takrade port are destined for the southern part of the nation northern part of the nation Shippers Authority in there's no data only be informed decision say investor mra because cargo 10 tons beba tap credit temano e move 5 tons de bia no e call the northern part into say we see this facility say 5 tons no which me agi 1 cedi per ton now when you say e dey call into nipa nemra there's no data. So data is what drives business decisions and we don't have it. And I've been doing this thing for so many years. Until when I talk, I mean, what is na America?
Yeah.
But what you say? And this opposite will be basically $4 billion worth of rail line from Takrady Port, from Tema Port to Buankra, Ashanti Regional, based on what? And then all offer, also offer cargo. Okay, because passenger there's no money in passenger.
Cargo
Neskawo. Cargo burn or offer. Cargo now offer the essence. How often does it come?
Yenim.
You
Nti nese because wa bokama my David because we always use
na
what
yenum bi no
Yeah.
unza mfitiase na yenum bi eni abamu na ye business but what's na touchline na now popular stand dim now tiantie mu a enkohwe na wa den akopɛ boots bi atɔ no afa jesini bi na obebobi nti na yenum bi ewra politics mono to bring some of these ideas. So now could you poku say me tana table no ho I'll be able to now interrogate some of these things and make sure say we get it right. I didn't just come into politics because it's American. It's not that for me. I think say as a businessman for so many years now and you may be in Koye and yeah tana popular stand. I'm very active in civil society. Yeah kasasa the politicians are not listening.
Okay.
And sometimes in the past, when I sit with some of these ministers, I'm surprised that, why am I the one sitting here and he's sitting there?
no moment wasn't called share ideas.
Thank you. Then some of us should get involved. And that's why, and I'm a person, say, a lot of the businessmen who know some of these things should get involved in politics. It's good because, yes, sir,
wow. Job creation. We had situation at MPP Abenso. Yeah, a lot of people under employment and they said the same thing, but still that's a problem.
You see, we approach it wrongly. You see a Juma thinking, say a Juma need a job creation opportunity. It's not. Businesses are not job creation. Businesses are profit making.
But your chirmuhoni na yentiasi because
very important. Juma. They be no better and you be Juma way to create this part of jobs. You create Juma,
you know, 2 million jobs.
We make it look like say. A Juma a job creating opportunity. A Juma be a profit making opportunity. Yes, you need the human capital, human resource to do the work. But you see, a barefoot, a back. And they so we see state of the art factory in Ghana. Now or spend be a $500 million at the Sisa factory now. Nipo be form kakrebi. A factory ho. What I say, but ABR the auxiliary in Jumana was a supporting there be also supporting sa industry no and ABR abdin Juma beba.
Okay.
But you see, we Ghana hano ya government the biggest employer. Inti de biano and our buying. Depi. A buying no new role is to provide enabling environment. And the enabling environment no ebe ma in Juma kuno enyeska. Ye papa ni ma menum nyeska ye no mde ye. Oh, they call papa ya udingo fusike FM say. Good, men's good. Okay. Yes, high interest yielding. I didn't try. Obi was 4 million Ghana cedis. No, that called to men's good. No, a friend politician say per Juma meba. Now 4 million, no, they start here Juma and Kabano nya Juma.
Yeah.
I didn't know yen scar near the Akoto bank. Yanasi ye pay high interest yielding. Meanwhile, we can start something on our own. Near fire back, and the basso fire in the downfall. Private sector is not leading the employment charge. A government need lead the employment charge. That's where, because government cannot employ everybody. And no nintina ema chrono ebo form no. If you share your remuneration, a bank the biggest employer. Sika uchiyama ejumaye 4. Any sika a buying enya eguni futu mo at times and so. And I'm saying, because at Tamil's time, Nancy na Chinikakra, at Tamil's time, it got to a point, it was 1 for 1. The amount, the total receivables, and I buying and scar buying the foot woman, Nancy called each year workers, Canada, it was 1 to 1. Because bear in mind, that time, no 4 year, the single spine.
Single spine, yeah.
So, the catch your cost immediately. So, a buying is not the employer. And Ghana, Hano, ya heard say, I was say a bind a employer. That is where all these nurses problem. Okay, see me say, any nurses a bro so. If the government completes the agenda 111, we don't have enough nurses.
I was just quoting the health minister.
Whoa, you see, that's the problem. Omo buy no agenda 111 no. Omo yes,
because they don't have money to continue.
Well, but or meaning to do the big push. I'm for sure to say. I are Sabia. Ene Kumasi eti Ultra Swamia all the way to Wa. There's no government hospital.
From Swami
to Wa.
All the way to Wa.
There's no government.
That distance.
There's no government hospital. All the hospitals are either missionary or private. From Swami to Wa, me boa ubin free. The government hospital. We are here. Inti se abayin bi ba. No, or say access to quality education. Sorry, access to quality healthcare is important. Yeah. Me see over 111 hospitals across the country. Now, Osherebiasa hospitals needs to see it's needed in because I have for no any omo and air patrol say munsi be my na obi AC na waba osemento so. Fine. Ghana for the toes about it in hosa. But you see. Nurses na ye kase yamodoso no. If you complete the infrastructures that we have now, you don't yes, spaces we need enough nurses. And the population ye nyini. Enti ye nyini no wo do fu se nurse no do mo komo obi maso no. Fa ko be maso e ne yentra na yungu. Because enei so be eti drobonso na se bia obeso ko hospital. No tuka every drobonso na bia e bi oba kunya good quality healthcare no ko obi wo ebi ateshi maybe I will need, but the Kessben is okay because there is there's the regional hospitals and there's also these other hospitals in the big cities. But let's look at the way Komfanoche is struggling, right? And you know what? Who you Komfanoche? Which other government hospital in Kumasi?
I just say Tonsu, Northern Treso.
But they are smaller hospitals.
Smaller hospitals, yes.
Into the 100-bed in the environs, Kumasi, no surrounding areas, no. Oh, that's here. Into a problem, but in need the amount. See, Albino is not supposed to be the biggest employer, and the focus should be the private sector doing the work.
But you're more that enabling environment.
And no, that's where the focus should be. The enabling environment for private sector to employ. But you see, yes, in the there is unemployment in Ghana, accepted. But right now, the biggest problem we have in Ghana, is the quality of our health. The quality of our human resource. It's bad.
And your quality. With all the training, education.
No, with education, no training. With all the education, there's no training. Where's the training?
There's no training.
No, where's the training?
Just education.
Just education.
Paperwork.
Education. There's education, but there's no training. When you training, when you're free school, you know, they have education, but they don't have training. But their attitude towards work is a problem. The starting salary for a secretary out of school. Unya 3,000 work on him. In
yeah, unya.
80 after tax, we take home by 1,008 in a good job. First time employer. Right? So first time employee after school. And they young my bay no cause you money 1,008 on you. On yet. But that is the reality. The reality is that the quality now or no they back on board no a problem. But hesikano na me pay oil and gas honeskawo say this. But yamabuno no 1,008 is the starting salary, which within some organizations you might make a little bit, but after tax there 1,008 2,000 is your take home. But what you say? But that's where the problem is. So person start here Juma our now quality helper, you might have to pay a little bit more. And you have to now struggle with the quality of human resource capacity that you have. So you have to train. Maybe be a restaurant. Will be for South Africa by be trainee workers no. When the person nipane wahano, omuyadi ne pepepe. Nipane call back in 2 weeks. No master artisan yedi omuyena. Inherently, yes. Yeah, you know, you took one out. We are the best people ever, but you had a problem.
Maybe I don't see a home. Anyway, I come back now after you have share the New Patriot Party Ankasa na yedi and comment can messages no kakrana abano na afi membra na yemehwe the New Patriotic Party and who ensem ankasa kotia wo honom na yahwe how they are also gearing up what they need to do going to the presidential primaries and yame admit the 1st of January ebebaso and also yaka ho ensem elha we say good morning I'm Okain from Bantama in the Senate West District. Global Info Analytics did a survey to sway the minds of the weak-minded person to vote in certain direction. Kodi Qatar to invest $1.5 billion in agriculture sector by November. Why make foreigners rich and take the money away instead of calling on Ghanaian entrepreneurs and businessmen to invest in agriculture so the returns remain in the country? All right. What dear ban Lawrence Wacheke Buche was in Soren Quanta of a Unity Oil Filling Station. Say, Honorable Brian is able. Honorable Brian is brilliant. Honorable Brian is caring. He deserves to lead MPP. With Honorable Brian, there's hope. Long live Brian the champion. Long live MPP. Right. Thank you very much, Lawrence Boache. We see AQD. I don't understand why people hate Asante's common Akwaba airport is a problem to Ghana people. God bless our king and make Ashanti great and strong. Okay. Thank you very much. Masawudu Kumase Bantama. Akwetia by election is the done deal for the MPP. The IGP can deploy military from Iraq to Akwetia. Still, the MPP will provide their own security to protect its members in the ballot. Okay, yeah, that's it. Also, Odian from Asante, Kyodi, so let Ghana people understand that Akan language has dominated the country Ghana, so they must stop discrimination, and tribalism. All right, thank you very much. We say, Kyodi, good evening. In UK, Ghana communities, especially all Ghanaians in and around Greater Manchester, have a big shop called Akwaba, where all Ghanaians, including Africans, are welcome there for entertainment, for shopping, and for meeting of our colleagues, African people. The first language you meet your colleague, African person, to say is Akwaba or Eteseng. These two languages, these two words, identify us as Ghanaians from Sekabis, Manchester, Trafford Road, and all the way, and so Abam. Mr. Kyodi, please, I'm appealing to the government to rethink about a new capital and move away from Greater Accra region, because Ghanaians have their that they have only one land in Ghana. It is too much by Nana Adasan Kroma Akenten for our region, Akrodie and Odiwe. Abriakotia people should forget about the NDC candidate and vote for MPP candidate again, because they already have 2/3 in parliament, but they don't know about how to use the 2/3. Regards to His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Okay, yeah, that's it for your message. Please, we want tree more than English. I'm say atenia yakatri no do na. Good morning, Mr. Kyodi. I'm Samuel Asenso Radio, watching live in Libreville, Gabon. My advice to the MPP party that come Tuesday by his election is that they should be extra careful and shouldn't rely on the Ghana police, as all the actions show they are for the NDC party. A word to the wise. Okay, I want to see here. We say, hi, John Mahama, stop the intimidation and mafia type of politics you are exhibiting over there. Tell me or give us new policies that you have introduced since you came to power. Never trust Ghanaians. The power that you are enjoying now can vanish like a spirit of in the split of an eye, because so be careful of the arrest that you are Brako Fifofie, Germany, Mice, Castel, Anna Oduwe, and so at the Abraham Befi Ewo Adowato. Also, Dr. Bawumia is the most formidable, marketable, and experienced man to rescue power in 2028. He already has 41% of electorate and only need 9%. Hence, okay, yeah, that's it for your soul message. It is true that arrogance was too much because there was no reshuffle. Some of the DCs you heard, one told the media, my assembly member, I'm dead, and still he wasn't sacked from office. And all these caused the party. I will tell the NDC appointees to learn from Honorable Heniba Kwabena Owusu, very respectful, humble, and welcoming from Ononkwa near the Biase and Oduweba. So good morning, Kyodi, and your esteemed panel. I think there is no need to change those things because the Tree language is used everywhere, even in the Volta, in Zima, North, Bono, East, etc. Once again, I will entreat the electorate to go and cast their vote peacefully from Ononkwa near the Biase and Oduwe. Abraham Boatin or Atuma Nrebehim was a member MPP Media Patriot. May the soul of Honorable Ernest Yakumi continue to rest in perfect peace. The people of Akotia should vote for Mr. Sumedi, MPP, a candidate, to show signs of empathy and sympathy. Okay, yeah, that's it for your message. From Golden Boy Anas Mamponting, Security, let me take this opportunity to greet Ken Ejay, the man of vision. It's a few days to go for the Akotia by-elections. It's a moment of victory for the NDC, despite people's despite people assaulting the general Sidun Ketia Adakotia, and it is done deal for the NDC. Yes, of course. Okay. Also a message. I don't know. Good morning, Kyodi. I'm Solomon Jagri from Kunsu. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is performing wonders. The country is moving forward, but tell our CEOs and the various appointees that they should create opportunities for the grassroots. Okay. Mahama, why you dang? Hostel, you're talking about or using it to make propaganda that investors are coming to build hostels at Legon. John Mahama is like Brunei hostel is becoming private hostel, so don't use that one for propaganda. We say, Mr. Host, 8 months is enough for Ghanaians to judge John Mahama because 8 months is not enough for Ghanaians to judge John Mahama because 2020, 2012, 2016, John Mahama made propaganda against Akufo-Addo for sending him to Supreme Court. Did not make him perform well. Now John Mahama is free to rule in the country, so he cannot say anything about difficulty we are facing. The question is John Mahama. So this is me pacho Amansan Ntie Kwame Bedu come again. Thank you very much. MPKB 2B. Then I'll come back here. Na Yabira MPP Mwankasa. Could you please read the newly university recruited teachers having been paid for 8 months? Please speak for us. This is from Concerned University Recruited Teachers. All right. Debia Eba. I think next Friday we'll pick that topic and look at that one as well. We see teacher Kujo Tepa Engnasusu. The MPP race has started. Please vote for Dr. Bawumia. It's the only hope for the youth of Ghana and a better future for the country. Imagine how he transformed the lives of the Kayayes with such an innovative idea that nobody ever thought of. What about the educated ones? He's full of better ideas for the future of Ghana. All right? Yeah, that's it. The rest of the messages, I'll come and pick them as we move on. Mesa Emra Ora Kojo in Safwa Pokoho. Na afe yimra the new patriotic party emu ankasa. Aba ma yento so na yenhwe. After the elections, once again, people are making a lot of accusations of religion, accusations of tribe in the Ma party, no, Edi in Kugu. Minister report naba na when you be a kind. What will you say to that?
Report to them in kind view.
Be
because what can report in your boy.
Until report don't be
no, but and you know that's decision part ni year and it say the Michael report and Osechi Mensabun's report, which is the Ashanti region one, you know. Mpanimfoɔ no kakra bi na bɛkan na ne fapem no yafa ne de aka kyerɛ etiefo ne your party supporters. And I think General Secretary call thank you tono or call all around the country to aka akyerɛ your supporters ne your executives no their report ne fapem. I'm say nyoma bebre na nipa feel say my lose election no say the you start here ni ye kano ahomaso ye kasa muntie nyoma bi amoya amamonya chinchina ye beye cathedral reshuffle ayanye the direction that even feels be ayed maba ben mu ye say munye say munye then larger extent assembly elections right ye ko assembly election do assembly no ye say nye amanyosem de but amanyosem mum nipa woko yes you be international we nko chinchina ebeko ennawa enyoma bebre na ye very strong hono we were weakened by our contest in the assembly. There is hardly anything in the report about tribe and religion. Hardly. Me who report but in Penufole stay the main areas for the loss almost around the country, tribe and religion, they don't make the list. And in Kahun,
wow,
yes.
But then okay,
so
this is the reason why.
You see, change is difficult. We've had Christian leaders. We are a Christian country, accepted. We nimse Asofubi is vehemently against Ghana having a Muslim leader. And Sasofuno are busy doing all these politics. Are more catching for aid. But Kremuni nipa. Say also munyame. Na obi a Kremuni. And they mapacho musu asemo. Say oko hospitaler. Ubusa doctor no ni religion zan wa hwe. oka say na upobi onim gearbox ya ubusa no religion and san wako ubusa no tribe and san wako debi se oka say ya upobi a obetumi aye we engine amount yeso asumasi the engine the oya de asumasi the gearbox oya de umbusa no religion umbusa no tribe ukọ no aye we engine amount na ukọ no atwa ne ka ukọ hospital doctors ahweyen doctor bebre ubekọ osenye ya dentist ubekọ no ahwew you will not ask about the religion and the tribe inti adenti na oman Ghana ye pobi edi yanimu a every all of a sudden no asofu be say we are a Christian nation inti no chenchene a omo de they will fight against a Muslim being a leader na se ene mbabunu no enya adwuma nye obi a the ideas when it trim obi a nyankopon na yini se onfa yenko the promised land no oye Muslim nia. What is wrong with that? That is the problem. Change is difficult. And because it's a change from, we've never had
a Muslim
president, leader, president, right? And you know, and I can tell you authoritatively, said, Asofu bi eshechiri, pushes our agenda no seriously. Oh, and na yenu bi no. Yenuanum no bi no I bought into that idea almost a tomutrim say but what idea na leader no o pay free ni ho oh nyoma ye kan won chen ni nyina no idea leader no ye pay free ni ho okay say dey o kwa yare sabia no dey na o pay free yare sabia o ko mechanic no dey na o pay free mechanic ho thank you. Oko senior ya oko dentist no. Dia na wo pay free dentist ni ho. Ni asori a woko no hwan nim. Ni pasen obetumi afre ebus aka kire say ni doctor woko no ho onim asori woko. Ni doctor woko no ho onim so ye Muslim ni aso ye Christo ni. Ni doctor woko no ho no onim say oye kremuni aso ya ayi. Ana say edie baby free po free hin. Ye ye nim. O just here, enti media minya asefem pa se ebedru pempensu bia oman Ghana ye pe obi a obeye kroni ye nsema mnu mienu ya kanyina no obi a waba be vice president wa kire se obetumi elidi wa kire se owo etrimudo wa kire mu se owo ideas ene hwe amika se minchiro. Last week Tuesday, me dawana me hu said na bi woman na ya obali nyane me masa light ni ko ofo. I'm say prepaid asa 2 a.m. First na nka prepaid call off 2 a.m. na obere.
But the mama dey
chan ko pe baby atama e bibie. Ho na no me fit me safa me phone in less than 1 minute no na light na samba. Me tuaka. Sa nyoma no aba ama yinyina no ye ya fa for granted abeye the part of us. First no ubeko obi oton ade ho no cra phones 4 baako for Tigo baako for Airtel baako for Vodafone baako for MTN because nipa ne bana o tuaka eye Momo Cash ana Airtel Tigo ana say eye Vodafone Cash also use phone for fro ene obi a use phone baako. When the last time obi ma check
I check.
Well, last time obi tro check. I check. And no code down obi ka. No so my ma checker. Next is can obi so be tia. Because any check ni we say I didn't try. Because nipa baako e de adwene ba mobile money interoperability. Ekrobia be ye ne be kɔ nanimu a e wo se obi din. E da no. Se asumasi ne baaye e be ye ni se.
Obi ne di animu.
Yes. Nipa pi feel say ekro no runs on autopilot. And running on autopilot. Debbie, there is look the Singapore example, the Malaysia example, the Chinese example, the Russia example. Every country almost today, ye great nation no obidin ena ye de eternal curve no assume si ne baya obeyi ekuru no say. Ghana, bia Dr. Baumia, and I say ombra na ombeye kronu say because how na ye woni nyina no ya kan ho asamache. We need to become the next Singapore. We need to become the next Malaysia. We need to become the next United States. Bia Dr. Baumia, and na nyakopon say ombra no meden omeye yen ye let's link on ho. What you say? But ene no ibi say oye kremoni. Inti den. Oje nipa. Mpa cho what you say?
Yeah.
But enumpo de yemfa nto nchen kakra. Report abanyina no. Ebi ani ho a aka say you lose election no because of that. Inti no yenuanom bebre na omo decide na to mutrim no yesre wo mo go through omo daily lives omo emphasize adie no ento omo tirim.
There's the statement oko zongo communities, oko northern regions where any home baby are warning nyina comparatively to the previous elections.
Okay.
So that could be a testament. Just say that is the reason why it happens that way.
My main can't say intro. The politics and religion at most part is the same thing. Politics, amanyosem, any esum, adekro. Baby a ebabra, eye esum your covenant with God. Politics, amanyosem no, ye ni politician no, amanyosem no for no ye a covenant no. 4 years ne by no omanjumi anye de ye paint no ye nya faith gidia ye wo mu no afrim but ye gidia wo nyame mu mfrim what intra because obia enwu enkomba be ka kire say de agide no eni ho enei so obi free ewufu so mba ka kire say life after death you wu ababi ye ko heaven eni ho a obia bi ja sorry ko but ye gina no ye gidi say you wu a ye binya dankwa mpacho what you say but the two is the same. Any politics. Now, my main can't be true. Say, obi eka chire wo say, maba, me ye kremuni to mami. Then at that point, ebia obeka say, oh, me so me ye kremuni, but me ye NDC ni, o ye MPP ni, inti me to ama NDC.
Me party.
Say adia the enuntina ene no ye say monsan enya richly mo doctor mu na ye ba na we would look at that conversation again. Ebia we overstated it ye funny for granted say because or ye Muslim unity no Muslim for better no
yeah
but ebia Muslim for no or see tie o mo kakra me patriotic here because Muslim ni no on to MPP Muslim majority now to NDC.
yeah
But no, the conversation goes from 0 to 50 because omunya Muslim ni omu asemi omu kan say our Muslim almost bibi say che say unya Muslim ni padia
so
was say obuano so eno wo ho but eno wo ho no how in common ye dini sen look na ye pese ye call early congress in 2024 in 2023 so that you be enough time in 2024 at the call round the campaign 2024 ye call congress we no the whole of 2024 from January to November no na imrenim ye share your timetable like they call around the country no zanka doctor come back to the northern region e call more paps be ye ntumi anye because na imrenim ene ye call early congress say nyame ya dom na Ghana for MPP for Ghana for Gitum said Dr. Baumia and lead party there will be enough time to now interrogate our conversations no so there some lessons have been learned but eno nkyere say bia nipa no want to me and deliver Muslim votes no ni zongo votes in the way na ye expecting no the way na see penalty no ye nkoto no ntwene there be because ye papa Tamils ye kaya 2004 NDC Central Region onya 2 seats pill. Na 19 seats. MPP nya 16. At Tamils we need 2 seats for NDC. NDC for Antona Ntwene. NDC for Jano. Or ye juma was Central Region ama by 4 years time 2008 no omunya 10 seats. Omunya 8 ka ho. Because you build on your experience. Ene yakọ all the northern region, all the constituencies, ya campaign. Omunim doctor. Ya call all the Zongo communities, ya campaign. Doctor, ye nyoma be brave, Dr. Baumia, ye nyoma be brave ama the Zongo communities. Omunim no. Omo enene wo bond. Omo ama to abano the way is peno. The next question to go back and say, not this time round. No, we will now repeat a better performance.
Okay.
Here, ebinimu nam can say Dr. Bawumia Owusu 7 regions. 2012, Nanado, he lost 7 regions. And now you know there are 16 regions. Obisi Owusu 7. Nanado lost 7 regions in 2012. We only won 3 regions.
Yeah.
MPP won Eastern, Ashanti, and Western.
Yeah.
And what's new? He came back 4 years later and won 2016. But in 2008, Nanado did well. The same Nanado, no, he did poorly
in 2012.
Right? And now Oba back where we need 2016. But let's even interrogate here 2024 election results, right?
Okay.
Only maybe start free here. 2020.
2020.
Yes.
And loss on a chassis free.
That is it.
Okay.
Adentra, we came into power with how many votes? 1 million. You say, oh, MPP, I had 1 million votes.
That's 2016.
2016, no. Yeah. With so much majority in parliament. 2020 elections, we lost Nanado as candidate. We lost all the majority in parliament and lost over 500,000 votes in 2000. Now, and no Nanado, not oye Muslim ni, not oye Mampusi ni. So why did we lose? From Yaba Bemu 4 years, no. I was anka Ghana for Gia Tum say, or Matu Abama Yaba Bemu 4 years, no. I didn't Jumano, I didn't the free education about Mrs. I didn't na yes, vote so ye, I didn't na ye MPs no lose almost it. Was it because of Dr. Bawumia? Debbie. The party has a problem, which is the collective. Potokasem. You see, he who comes into equity
come with the clean hands.
Should come with clean hands.
Yeah.
He who comes into equity should come with clean hands. Yeah, Papa Dr. Brian Champon and a yes statement. No, let's look at Brian Champon himself. In Abetifi, 2024, he lost votes. Ghanaians in his constituency, but to me, to skirt and blouse. Yemfa de say omo Dr. Bawumia, but Brian Champon there, he's the hero of Abetifi. Yeah. We see the biggest hotel in Africa. The votes are Onyan 2016 Ekosoro, 2020 Ekosoro, 2024. The votes are no Brian Champon. It is less than his votes he got in 2016 when he first became member of parliament.
Okay.
Why? Now Dr. Bawumia entrana, and now no Brian Emampusini, and also a Muslim ni. Depi, yeah, Papa Kennedy Japan, Asin Central. Let's interrogate that for a minute. We've lost today Asin Central NDC seat. Kennedy was a 6-time MP. And Kakukudam force there and come a free what will be Peja on Sebiar, a automatic win. But we have lost in a MPP seat. A year then, and you know, a collective as a party. Oma no mo abaimu, Oma no munya abaimu parliamentarians, Obiano is part of that loss. Enti because Obianka Yeka nanka Dr. Brian Champon on the vote kosro, doesn't matter what happens, ni vote no kosra, because on the Superman. Enti sa. Enti nipa pio mu gina ho ka say 7 regions ye ni represented ye ni MP no because of Dr. Bawumia no. In 2020, you lose MPs. No, we lost more MPs in 2020 than we lost in 2024. Yes, go and check.
Okay, about 160 something.
We lost to 137.
37, yeah.
Right, 137 to 88. We lost more MPs in 2020 than we've lost in 2024. So, I don't know what was the problem. Why today, no, Dr. Bawumia? Look. Nobody is saying that it needs to say self-reflection, introspection, but it has to be a collective. Yeah, the Sudan bo nipa bakwa enye ye. Because sa Abetifi Kwawu enclave honi nyina no, Abetifi mpraye so nkoko. Oka MPs no money nyina bobo. They lost over 26,000 votes.
So three MPs no.
Yes, MPs no was a enclave hono. 26,000 votes. Right? So
dominantly MPP.
MPP, yes. But their votes reduced by 26,000. I didn't try. Was it because you see, when the Ghanaian populace and the Ghanaian electorate on Pewa or Kokoto skirt and blouse, we saw it with Amewu. When Hohoi people pay Amewu, no, Omo Amewu, Omo Tom Ananado.
Yeah.
And to say, mo ye popular, mo name muna mo kase. A friend is saying, Dr. Baumia was the reason to lose the election. No, yes, Ghanaians could have gone to the polls. Nankoma to more MPs, no, Nankoma to Dr. Baumia.
Yeah.
Skirt and blouse. But that's not what happened. Obia votes SOT.
So the problem is what you have to look at.
NTC, me how Kakrani say. So person you leader of the party. Now, misrepresentation of Adekunta you lose ya, obey leader of the party, no, you will make the wrong decisions. Because if you say, oh, me the meno, me ya Santini, me ya Kowuni, me ya Christoni, intis ya Tomamia, me wini seats nina. Then you won't vote, you won't win campaigning.
Yeah.
Because if you say the problem, no, Dr. Baumia, say ye Dr. Baumia free, the problem is solved. It's not true. Okay. Because Nanato, who was a candidate in 2008, lost votes in 2012, gained votes in 2016, lost votes and MPs in 2020. So the problem is not the candidate. Problem here. Party no ba bemu and you might be from 2020 no na problem start here. You'll be uncomfortable. Now let's move forward. Yet then and you to me a ba bemu. Ya free senior high school. Ya nyoma bebre. But nipa PCO say adwubre because e be a Ghana for no sa 8 years no akaya dwunim. So we were at the virtue of 8 years. And also no it's a big problem because we are saying say we want to break the 8. Say Ghana force there be from Elembele to Pusiga. Nobody voted. Now people keep using the Pusiga Boko conflict. Say I Dr. Baumia Bampusini and to Kosasi for Antoaba. It's not true. Because the amount of Kosasi people on Ghana hanging out is about 748,000. The highest estimate. Right? You find they say Omunina and Twaba because Omunina is not voting age, right? But you find they say agree without admitting say Omunina Twaba. 2 million votes na you lose here no. So Kusasi fu nyina no etwe kra still anki be lose seat no.
Yeah.
And in that area no Saboko enclave there are 6 seats. They are not pro NPP seats. And ya dia a stronghold. No I can say oh Dr. Baumia Ntie no you lose seats with stronghold. No, it's not. Me awaka baby how Yakubu when Owini Boko Central, right? Onye pusa onye Kosasini onye Mampusini oye bisa and ofri Pusiga in Owini Boko Central at that time na Pusiga seats in ho so in 92 Owini no lusu no 96 na oba back 22 no Owini as independent and oba back in 2000 as MPP no Owini seats no lusu in 2004 he lost it. Now ye kriti Pusiga in 2004, but he contested at Boko Central. And we lost both Pusiga and Boko Central. Sa enclave, we always lose seats in that area. I think we won Tempani once and lost it again. 80 less, remember MPP delegates or Muti, I mean, I'm saying, can't send back, could be my delegate be an OTA and Untia same way. Ye nina ye MPP for no. Ye nim at the contra. Yang Kotwaba 2024.
You know.
Now so be any go to Kotwaba.
The other number share
no, I'm just saying so be neka. Let's talk to delegates.
It's one of those people.
One-on-one. Let's talk one-on-one. MPP delegates be OTA be omunim adikruntra one twaba. And the reasons go from neglect. And I hear grassroots remember fi mokwa abemu saying this obia woni problem and me area ha problem menya eyi me pe posting menya bi nakob ankoye obia woni personal reason tia one twaba. Obi emfre yen kan kire ye say ni personal reason tia one twaba Dr. Baumia. Etinei obi be kachira wo say Dr. Baumia Ntie na lose 2024 na ugina hona ubotrinko. It's not true.
Yeah.
Because nobody's personal reason for not going to vote was Dr. Baumia. Everybody had a personal reason for not voting.
See.
Enti ene kumasi eti kwabre. Me papa ne na asase ayi bo afo Mamponten hene. Mamponten hene a press conference about the impuntu na ewo Mamponten. Nanado ba Kumasi Kochana radio. I say no catch Mampontin for. Also nona mona mo pena mo de mo kokrumuti. Ekoto aba mo pa munyi. It's a fact. He said it. Thank you.
Yeah.
He said it. And my father was the one who did the press conference to now say Mampontin town roads. It was later towards the end of the almost 30 year tar routes, almost tar routes. But Kenya say kakra. Yes. The Kenya area is done. But Mampontin market up to today for 8 years, it was never done.
Yeah.
In 2000, 146,000 votes in the Kwabri East. So Ulususa's votes now. Is it talk about me?
No.
It's not. What you say? And a friend is a Bekwa runabout to Santas runabout. Aim for 2 coin. Parks and Gardens. And it's a bit side area. Now aboni futuro tani e pay bebe mi hu omomobo na nipa na nkoto aba e talk about me tepi enti if you have personal reasons why you did not vote and we all have personal reasons, people who did not vote have a personal reason, none of them is Dr. Baumia. So why are we will be catcher or say Dr. Baumia and me lose seats now also they to social media? Meanwhile, your reason that you did not vote, you know.
Anyway, I went here by elections Tuesday.
Yeah, bompire say Nyankopon be yadom na edin kunim.
Will it be a sign? Say mudin kunima.
Oh, say a sita. Will it be a sign
where say you are making inroads? Say.
Oh, it will be a boost when you are in a position and you start winning by elections. A boost. You can basically capitalize on it. Say, look, people are beginning to, especially if there is a big margin. It's not quite tight. To say the year 2024 now, that means the people are still on call for because that seat your window. It's a seat you see to me winning. The whole dynamics need different. And I'm saying community, there's a lot that goes on there. NDC for no almost internal election we are no for because lawyer na kwa for each that chinchim the client inside the seat. Na NDC for no happy.
Okay.
Let's hope that problems are a war or camp helps us. Okay. So now in call for beto ama yenye candidate. But I wish them luck and I hope say it will go well and peacefully. Right.
Right. Maybe now for you wrap up. I mean, kind messages in the crana for you wrap up. Our hands say, Mr. Me and me phone is more fun. Said countryman, now have watched you as a very insightful, dispassionate discussion this morning. Kindly extend my thanks to Honorable KNP for the education this morning. With such men around, Dr. Baumia, rich ideas will always prevail and will be implemented for Ghana that answers to all our needs. That said, I agree with PLS Kufo when he suggested that 5 years, 2 terms will be enough for any serious president to make an impact in Ghana. All right. Thank you very much. We say, I hope Akwetia will join the moving car, but not the parking spoiled car. They vote for government in power, but not opposition. Stephen Wonder, Awachuma, Kwangoma district, and Oduwe Abrayeng. Greetings, Kildi. The man in your studio has really touched my heart. Data is very important in every discipline. What is the role of the Ghana Statistical Service? Only giving us an inflation rate, GDP, and interest rate for propaganda. The rest of the data is Yamu to wake up Ghana Statistical Service. Kudus, Mr. Nsafwa, Abraham Ewaguna, and Oduwe Abrayeng. Good morning. Watching you live from Keta. In the Volta region, Dr. Baumia is the best candidate to lead MPP party come 2028. Please, Mr. Host, please tell John Mahama nothing is working in the country. Cost of living keeps on increasing every day. Again, please, for the past 9 months, nurses who were employed under President Mahama Nanado haven't been even been given appointment letter. How do we? But another thing about to be paid. NDC 24-hour economy cannot be found in the country today. The QNet government and the QNet economy today, dollar is 11.75 pesos. Please, dear delegates, let all vote for Baumia. He is the future of our hope and Ghana. Please tell Kojo he's a great person and doing a great job for Dr. Baumia and MPP party. Frank, Papanko Keta Hospital. And Oduwe Abrayeng. Kwabena, the problem in Ghana, Now is until the private sector functions effectively, the people of Ghana must learn to truthfully and behave faithfully to one another until that Ghana must forget the private sector. I want to call into your program to make contribution to it. Still, Kofi Fofi, okay. Kofi Yentimi me phone lines of a chair Wadaroma. Nana Okodie ewo eye ablikuma. Or say Edoso. I don't like the way this man is talking about the former president. If he has forgotten, the former president is the person who brought the candidate he is following and defending now, even as at the time that some of the leading members were against him. So you should put some respect on his name. Some of us are not happy with his analysis of it. I mean, some more former president. They are now about President Biden.
No. There's an analysis of say Owusu. Ipano is a fact. Owusu votes and seats in 2020.
Yeah.
It's a fact. I mean, at the end of the day, Obi can't say Makamboni.
Anyway, hi, Cody, please. Who is the first son of Abraham? And I want to ask the so-called pastors: has God rejected them from Kumawu constituency? Nana Kwejo Jesse. Thank you and have a nice day. Okay, thank you very much. We say thank you for reading our message. Okay, thank you very much. Inti, yam running wrap up. What will you say?
I'm say the other day by yanka yam more yampanyin that yam born abofia and as yam boni dimboni. As my me can say ubi any sorry say there is a problem. Na problem no Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Me say problem ni started 2020 because Oba Bemu to do well. Oba Bemu for Ghana for to be happy.
Yeah.
Now Oba Bemu now in 2020 you lose more seats than you gain there. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
And they know, and then because we won, we won in 2020, right? Into Nubia, I may ask them Kasibia, but that's where the warning sign started. Into Nano, so you lose the area you lose now. The problem is where you de sheni pabako. So it's a collective. See, you know, you ditum say because the government say I didn't get a single government position, right? But me MPP ni into Majatu.
Yeah.
But omo kasa you know maybe MPs MPs ebi wa abemu. I think the only person I know near abemu is say Kwabena Japan. He was the only one I know near abemu. But omo no more abemu because we are member of parliament or abemu. What I say? And you know me enjoy because you see say to me and share your cheap baby a free bar ihu me be ayeko. And I've seen say as in nipa pi no oya analysis na obo president president Anadu Dinya they are uncomfortable. But look, we cannot to me and tungu say on a president for 8 years.
Right.
And if you look at the results of 2024 and we are supposed to campaign on the history and the performance of the last 8 years. Na Ghana for say yamamun twasu because this is the results at the election. Then your reflection. You have to reflect on the performance of
the government.
All
right.
I mean, you 1 million, no. We said Don Mahama was the worst president because Ghana for 1 million, and we said all the things we said at the time. No, say you lose it by 2 million. To be internal reflection on the governance. Let me start make I say 85%. Like I say input. I say no, man, I've not beaten down the government that I think did 85%. Mr. Nipanonfa and non-20 Look, going forward, Mr. Eka. Moma yenko sa January 31st contest no with ideas.
Okay.
Yenko with a DNA be yama echirimba enimbabunu. Ideas be ni de beto ho eni no so obi e wo grassroots na ni beje. Nipa pi busa insem. And those are insem are also interrogate. So na o wa ban mu na o ye minister. E de na o ye ye papa Aduchum will run, around account education as him, right? Your papa Brian, no a minister of agric, no a minister of state, interior, national security. What are his innovative ideas or they buy within that time? Or my Ntie, right? Your papa Kennedy, also a business, why be creating jobs, will also be campaigning on those things. then Kwabena Japan will campaign the fact that he was a successful general secretary, but these are the things Oba Obeye. Then Dr. Bawumia has the ideas, we all know, the digital man and all the Nyoma Waye Wabemu and Oba Obetwasu in the manifesto, or catch or can some chile Ghana for if you say na abine a party no near abine ho nyakonontino, tutia, he wants to come back now a person or sound tone message ni bim. Inti muma yen ko hun delegates no, the yen ton sa nyoma no emma womo. Yen kandi ye any di betumi aye. Na yen fa Muslim ni Christian any ofriha entonchen because there are some here can say they be enti asami busa mesen busa biem mesen sisu biem obia wo ye MPP delegate bia no o personal reasoning tia wan kotwaba enti ene no say o personal reason tia wan kotwaba no na obi be catch you say Dr. Bawumia enti na you lose election na you should know say ni panasmo catch you enya no correct because wo personal reason tia wan twaba no enye Dr. Bawumia right.
Thank you very much. We Kojo Nsafwa Poku ono energy experts energy crowd yanko hokra energy thank you very much for coming. Right, yeah, sorry you were so now me wish you happy birthday and sana yeah sorry. Honorable Francis Menu Adabo Menu, former MPP MP Hafano Southeast and ne ewa woda Honorable Francis Menu Adabo ne ewa woda happy birthday enko emma onyame nhyraw adwuma so abomo amagana ene ompesu aso ho no enim se ebedi wachi na ama nepa enso aba wafa bebia wo bia nyakopo nhyra pa afei happy birthday enko emfa emma Abigail owo etibetim tabuom we student ewo Yasantoa Girls SHS Emmanuel Boatensi and Kancho say happy birthday. Inti Abi imase ohwese de ho afia ugina hoi. Birthday no nhira ka ho nyina so. Ebeba aba abegu so nyame enhira. Happy birthday enkoma Asare Joshua. We free na free ye call and say the biso inti Joshua nyame kopo enhira. Na won so de eka ho a ewo birthday no nyina no nyame emfa no mo ne ni wanimu saa kopim se onne enema obedi wa asase so ano ebetimi akona wi happy birthday nkoma Anastasia Akosua Japoma Doris ena se yankancha anase nyankopon enhira no 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 ma de oye nyina so enkoyi emfama happy birthday nkoma Madam Abena Fowa yatafro na nagire oye nana obin Jesse Asante Mampon Penten Komfo ne ye nti ya we show happy birthday say nyankopon ma kwa tenten ya hodin wom omasika emra enije eni nhira emremu we efru kunu ne wafase Akosua Pokua no si onkancho se wodo dodo nyamisha happy birthday nkoma John Henry Owusu Junior Itafro Junior Gogo or see me heaven smile on your new age and grant you many happy returns age in grace and be blessed. Medeni Kwabena Owusu Dankwa ejumedie no esi ama set Jolaka and the sports crew aba betwaso na afei omo ede agudie ho ensem no ede abrain malam yaya ena ejumedie ya ene anopei yade ebreo together with our director, our soundman, our cameraman, technician on duty. Yabedo bi ase nyame ado enwumre democracy jumedie no ebeba wakache yakramo baba
pause.